Chapter 17. I heard her footsteps on the stairs. A shock of panic made me lurch toward the door. I nearly fell over. My old legs were stiff, too stiff to move quickly. I hobbled to the door and closed it just as Mom reached the second floor. Then I leaned against the door, my hand on my throbbing chest, trying to catch my breath. Trying to think, trying to decide what to say. I couldn't let her see me like this. I couldn't let her see the mask. She started asking questions, and I couldn't let her see how the mask had changed me. A few seconds later, she knocked gently on the door. "Steve? Are you in there? What are you doing?" Nothing, Mom." "Well, may I come in? I brought you something." "Not right now," I croaked. "Please don't open the door," I begged silently. "Please don't come into my room." "Steve, why do you sound so strange?" Mom demanded. "What's wrong with your voice?" Think fast, Steve. Think fast. Sore throat, Mom. A really bad sore throat." "Let me take a look at you. Are you sick?" Glancing down, I saw the doorknob turn. "No!" I screamed, pressing my back against the door. "You're not sick?" "I mean, yes," I croaked in my shaky old man voice. "I'm not feeling well, Mom. I'm going to lie down for a while. I'll come down later, okay?" I stared at the doorknob, listening to her breathing on the other side of the door. "Steve, I bought you those black and white cookies that you love. Your favorites. Do you want one? Maybe it'll make you feel better." My stomach growled. Those cookies are my favorites, dripping with chocolate icing on one side and vanilla icing on the other. "Maybe later," I moaned. "But I drove 2 miles out of my way to buy them for you," Mom said. "Later. I'm really not feeling well." I was telling the truth. My temples throbbed. My whole body ached. I felt so weak, I could barely stand up. "I'll call you for dinner," Mom said. I listened to her make her way back down the stairs. Then I hobbled over to the bed and swapped my old man's body down to the edge. "Now what?" I asked myself. I pressed my hands against my scabby cheeks. How do I get out of this thing? I shut my tired, burning eyes and tried to think. After a few minutes, Carly Beth's face floated into my mind. "Yes," I croaked. "Carly Beth is the one person in the world who can help me." Carly Beth wore a mask from the same storehouse Halloween. Maybe the same thing happened to her. Maybe her mask stuck to her face and changed her. She got her mask off. She would know how I can get my mask off too. The phone stood across the room beside the computer on my desk. Normally, I'd be over there in 3 seconds, but it took me 3 minutes of grunting and straining to get my old body to stand up. Then it took another 5 minutes to drag myself across the room. By the time I dropped into my desk chair, I was exhausted. It took all my strength to raise my hand and punch in Carly Beth's number on the phone. "I can't go on like this," I told myself. "She's got to help me. She's got to know how to get this mask off." After the third ring, Carly Beth's father answered. "Hello?" "Hi, could I speak to Carly Beth?" I choked out. A silence. Then, "Who is this?" Mr. Caldwell sounded confused. "It's me," I answered. "Is Carly Beth there?" "Is this one of her teachers?" he demanded. "No, it's Steve. I'm sorry, sir. I can't hear you very well. Can you speak up? Why do you wish to speak to my daughter? Perhaps I can help you." "No, I heard Mr. Caldwell speak softly to someone else at his house. It was an old man asking for Carly Beth. I could barely hear him. He won't say who he is." He came back on the phone. "Are you one of her teachers, sir? Where do you know my daughter from?" "She's my friend," I croaked. I heard him turn again to someone else in the room, probably Carly Beth's mom. He muffled the phone with his hand, but I heard what he said. "I think it's a nut, some kind of crank call." He returned to me. "Sorry, sir, my daughter couldn't come to the phone." He hung up. I sat there listening to the buzz in my spider-filled ear. Now what? I asked myself. Now what? Chapter 18 next time. John B., in case we talking to you, have a good weekend, and peace out.